Let's talk about a gruesome crime that happened in Houston, Texas, about a 23 years old lady called Elizabeth Tamilore Odunsi. It all started on the 26th of April, where police got a call to go do a welfare check on this lady called Elizabeth. On reaching her apartment, they knocked on the door, but nobody responded. Apartment, it was said that there were supposed to be two in the apartment, so there was supposed to be somebody that was supposed to respond to the door, but police didn't actually get any response for them, so they decided to break into the door. As they broke into the house, they got into the house, they saw Elizabeth lying down in her pool of blood. What has happened? What has actually happened in this apartment? They started asking themselves. They checked around to sweep the area to check if there were other people in the apartment, because it was said to be her and a 40 years old man called Chester Lamar Grant. It was said that he was also supposed to be in that apartment. So they checked and they saw him in his own room. And they were like, "You're in your room," and they saw him with a lot of stab wound on himself. They were like, what's happening? Maybe it was an armed robber that got into the house and committed a crime, or it was somebody that got into the house that did all gruesome stuff to them. So they decided to rush Lamar to the hospital because he was said to be alive at the scene when they saw him. But they pronounced Elizabeth dead immediately they got into the scene. As they rushed Lamar to the hospital, they treated him and he made a shocking confession. He said they had an argument days before that fight actually broke. The argument was in regards to the cat pet that they have in the house. It seemed like the cat pet was disturbing Elizabeth in her room, was scattering things. Nobody really knew what actually happened. But you know how usually these white people actually take their pets, or let's say Americans actually take their pets, because they take their pets like someone that is actually part of the family. They usually hold birthday parties, they usually do a lot of things to those pets to actually feel like the pet is part of the family. So I don't really know how Lamar took his own pet. I don't know how he actually cared for his own pet, but it was said that the pet was actually causing a lot of havoc. So they had an argument about it, but they settled. Then the other day, on the 26th of April, the argument got very heated, and Lamar decided to stab Elizabeth multiple times. He stabbed her multiple times. She was in a pool of blood, and once he has realized what he has done, he decided to take his life. But until trying to commit suicide, trying to take his life, he stabbed himself. I heard that he stabbed himself 6 times, but some other sources said he only stabbed himself once. He stabbed himself on his neck and on his body, and he tried to take his life, but unfortunately, the police came and actually rescued him and took him to the hospital, and they recovered the murder weapon that he actually used in stabbing the Elizabeth and trying to kill himself. And he made that shocking confession that it was because of that pet that he actually stabbed her. It's very, very alarming. It's very, very wondering that such kind of things will be happening. And it was said that they just knew, they don't actually even know themselves. It was just 2 months that they started staying together in that kind of shared apartment, that you see that you can actually have a roommate in the apartment, just maybe because it's going to be cheaper. You know, she's a London student. She's just a British based lady that was initially in Nigeria. She moved to London. She was staying in London. Then she decided to pursue her nursing career in Houston, Texas, before she lost her life. And she just said that she was supposed to graduate just few weeks before all those things happened. She has been posting on her TikTok page because a lot of people know her on her TikTok page. She has been blowing up on her TikTok page, trying to create content for people to enjoy, trying to educate people on things to read while studying nursing and the rest of her life, documenting how she reads for her exams, documenting a lot of things that are actually happening in her life on her TikTok account. So a lot of people were shocked by what has happened, and people were like, okay, now since this has happened to Tamilola, landlords should be very, very cautious on the kind of people they actually bring into shared apartments, because a lot of things can happen, a lot of crime can happen. That person can be a psychopath, that person can be a serial killer, that person can have his own kind of issue and want to take it out on someone else. So people needs to be very cautious on the kind of people you actually share your apartment with. People you need to be very cautious on the kind of people you actually want to be close to in any given environment, so that it will not actually end you your life, so that it will not actually cost you your life, like the way it cost this young and promising lady her own life. And it was because of a cat, because of a pet, that all this thing happened. I wonder what kind of human being Lamar is, Lamar Chester. I wonder what kind of human being he is. Why he will actually go to the extent of stabbing that young promising lady. She's just 23 years old and she has lost her life. Someone that was supposed to be graduating us, someone that is supposed to be making her parents and her siblings proud, someone that is supposed to be making her own self proud, just got killed by this evil man, by this person. I just hope that he actually face justice. I just hope he actually gets the right justice that he deserves, and he will face the consequences of his action. And I don't want a situation whereby he will actually want to attempt suicide again by taking his life. No, I want the situation whereby he will actually be caught up in his web, and the justice that is deserving will be served to him, whether by whatever means they want to actually give that, they want to give the predicament to it, or whatever way they want to actually do. The judge want to actually sentence him, let him just sentence him whatever way they want, but let her get the right justice that she deserves. Please, if you haven't subscribed, if you reached this video, thank you. If you have reached this particular moment, thank you. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment your opinion, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.